Hello and welcome to Chair Yoga. My name is Debbie Mormon and this class is brought to you by Family Care Health Centers in St. Louis. Welcome to Chair Yoga. My computer's acting crazy. I'm not sure if you heard that. My name's Debbie. This class is brought to you by Family Care Health Centers, and please remember to only move in ways that feel safe or okay in your body. Just because I say to do something doesn't mean you have to do it. Modify any of the poses that you feel like you need or want to throughout our time together today. We'll be working on shoulders, loving our spine a little bit. And yeah, I can't remember what else we're going to do, but yeah, it'll be good. And take breaks if you need to pause the video. Take a minute to pause and rest and then come back to it. Make it a practice that works for you. All right, so let's start with taking a minute to get centered. So bring some length into the spine. Maybe roll the shoulders up, back, and down to relax and soften the shoulders away from the ears. Lower your gaze or close your eyes and just take a minute to welcome yourself to your practice. This time that you've carved out of your day to nurture and care for your body, your mind, your spirit. Allow your focus to land on the breath without any effort to manipulate it at this point. And our meditation at the end of class today is going to be about behavior change or lifestyle change. So I invite you to take a minute to think about changes you've tried to make in your life, and you've either maybe succeeded at those changes or maybe they've been challenging for you. What helps you to be able to create change in your life? And what are the barriers to being successful with change in your life? Do you try to change too much at one time? I know that's true for most of us. We make these big changes and they last for a few days and then they feel too challenging. So maybe considering ways you can take baby steps toward change and then build gradually on those baby steps to create the larger lifestyle changes. So we'll start with just taking some slow, deep breaths, and I invite you to inhale through the nose and exhale out the mouth. So go ahead and let your breath out. Long, slow inhale through the nose. Feel the belly and the lungs expand. And then part the lips and let the breath flow out the mouth. And then inhale through the nose. Maybe even making a little sighing sound on your exhales. But just flow with those slow, deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth for a few rounds of breath. Making the exhale as long as possible. 2 more rounds. Nice. And then just resume normal breathing. And if you're not already, you might want to scooch towards the front edge of your chair, and we'll start with the 6 movements of the spine just to gradually loosen it up and warm it up. So on an inhale, arch the back, draw the shoulder blades toward the spine, chin lifts slightly, and then on your exhale, reverse all of that. Scoop out the belly, round the back, widen the shoulder blades, and the chin drops. And then find your flow. Inhale for cow, and exhale for cat. Let's take one more. We'll come back to neutral. Check to make sure the ankles are directly under the knees. The spine remains long and straight. And we'll take a twisting flow. So we're going to inhale both arms up by the ears. And on an exhale, we're going to twist right. So the left hand comes to the outside of the right knee. The right hand reaches for the back of your chair. And then inhale back through center, arms up by the ears. And exhale, twist left in the same way. Inhale through center. Exhale, twist right. Inhale through center. Exhale, twist left. And just flow at your pace with your breath. Keep the low belly slightly engaged. Protect the spine. Let's take one more to each side. Good. Inhale back through center, arms up by the ears, and we'll take a side bend flow. So take a breath in here, and on an exhale, the right hand comes to the seat of the chair, and we take a side bend over to the right. The left arm comes up and over by the ear. Inhale through center, both arms by the ears. Exhale, left hand lowers, and right arm up and over to the left. Flow with your breath. So exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale through center. Exhale, side bend to the left. And find your flow, find your pace. Maybe connecting with anything you'd like to adjust or change in your life. Good, let's take one more to each side. Good. Release the arms to your lap. We'll take some shoulder rolls. So we'll kind of gradually build on our shoulder rolls. So let's start with the arms loose by our hips. And just bring the shoulders forward, up, back, and down. Forward, up, back, and down. Couple more. Good. Then bring the fingertips to the shoulders so the elbows are kind of out wide. And we're going to make some big circles backward with the elbows. So it's the same movement for the shoulders. We're just maybe intensifying a little bit by bringing the arms into it. So we're just taking slow, big circles backward. One more. And then release the arms again, and we'll take some straight arm circles backwards. So the arms come forward, up, back, and down. So the arms are towards straight, if that works for you. Just big circles with the arms going backward. Good. Take one more. And shake the arms out. And then we'll take that whole little series circling the shoulders forward. So now the shoulders come back, up, forward, and down. And just make some forward circles with those shoulders, with the arms just dangling. And take one more. And then we'll bring the fingertips to the shoulders and we'll circle the elbows forward now. So they go back, up, forward, and down. Exploring the full range of motion in your shoulders. Releasing any tension you might find in that spot where many of us hold tension and stress. It's almost like giving yourself a massage. Good. Take one more. Circle forward. And release your arms by your side. And now we're going to take those straight arm, large circles going forward. So the arms come back, up, forward, and down. Both arms at the same time. Couple more. And shake the arms out. We'll take a little neck stretch. So let the right ear drop toward the right shoulder. Spine stays long and straight. And maybe that right arm comes up and the right hand gently touches the left side of your head, providing some very, very gentle pressure. We're not forcing anything here. Soften your shoulders. Relax your jaw. And relax the space between your eyebrows. Breathing into the left side of your neck. Keep the head where it is. Release the right hand. Bring it to your right cheek. And just lift the head softly back up to neutral. Release the right hand. And we'll take that on the other side. So the left ear drops over to the left shoulder. Bringing that sensation into the right side of the neck now. Stay just like this, or maybe the left hand comes to rest gently on the right side of the head, providing a little bit of pressure to intensify that stretch if that feels nice for you. Staying connected to your slow, deep, even breath. If the left hand is to the right side of the head, go ahead and bring the left hand to the left cheek and gently help the head back upright. Release the left hand. Lengthen your spine again in case you've gotten slumpy. Slumpy? I don't think that's even a word, but I've just made it a word. All right, so kind of draw the shoulders back a little bit and then allow the chin to fold forward toward the chest. Keeping the length in the spine and keeping the shoulders drawn back a little bit. On an inhale, slowly lift the chin back up. We'll flow our arms a little bit here. So we're going to inhale the arms out wide, palms up, and they come all the way up overhead. The palms touch. And then on an exhale, we try to work the forearms toward together in front of our chest. So the hands are in front of our face. And then we release the arms, and that's our flow. So inhale, arms out wide all the way up. Palms touch, and on an exhale, the forearms draw together and the hands lower all the way down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, palms and the forearms lower. So maybe your forearms don't touch. That's not a big deal. Just know that that's the intention, is working the forearms toward together as they lower down. Let's take a couple more. Just take a minute to check in with the body, see how you're feeling. Shoulders should feel a little bit more open and soft and relaxed. All right, so we're going to do some blast offs. So that's where we just sort of lift the hips any amount off the chair, right? So we're going to take a breath in, and on an exhale, we try to hover the hips. Inhale, release it back down. Exhale, lift off the chair any amount. And even if you're not lifting off the chair, you can just imagine that's what you're doing, and just move the arms and the torso forward while the hips stay in the chair. Otherwise, we're just hovering the sit bones a little bit off the floor. Off the chair. First Monday at 11, we're having our sirens going here. I'm not sure if you're hearing that or not. Let's take two more. Good. Release it back down. Maybe bounce the legs a little bit just to loosen them up after all that strengthening we did with our blast offs. And then we'll take 3 rounds of cat-cow again. So on an inhale, arch the back. Exhale, round the back. 2 more. Good. Come on back to neutral. And we're going to add on to that arm flow we did a minute ago. So we're going to inhale the arms out wide all the way up. Palms touch, elbows draw together, and then the hands travel down the legs to find any kind of forward fold. And then we're going to inhale, halfway lift. So that just means we're trying to straighten the spine, reach the crown of the head toward the wall in front of you. And then exhale, forward fold. And then draw the belly in, lean back. And we're kind of rounding up to seated. So we'll do that, 3 more times. Inhale, arms out wide and up, palms touch, elbows together. On your exhale, find your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, draw the shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, forward fold, round the back, belly in to roll up. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, draw the elbows together and find your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Scoop the belly, round the back as you roll it up. Last time, inhale, arms up, palms touch. Exhale, forearms together as you lower and find your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. round the back to roll it up. We're back in seated. Hope you're feeling okay so far. Let's just take some seated body circles. So it's kind of like cat-cow, but we're going to move in all directions. So let's start by taking that cow position and then jut, I don't know, the right ribs over to the right, scoop out the belly, round the back, then take the left ribs over to the left, and then make it more of a fluid circle with the torso. So we're circling the torso to the right. Take one more. And come back to your neutral spine. And we'll circle in the other direction. So now we kind of come to our cow pose. And then the left ribs to the left. Scoop out the belly, round the back for cat. Then the ribs go to the right and forward. Find your fluid circles with the torso to the left. This can be a big movement or a little movement. Your choice, as always. Take one more. And we'll come back to neutral. So let's heel toe the feet out to a wide angle. Your toes are in line with your knees, so they're at a bit of a diagonal. And we're gonna do another flow here. So this is a flowy class, isn't it? So we're gonna inhale the arms out wide and all the way up. On an exhale, the right forearm comes to the right knee. We take a side bend to the right. And then as we come through center, we're going to lift up to stand. Sorry, I'm cutting myself off. And on an exhale, we lower back to the chair and take our side bend over to the left. Good. So we're flowing. There's always the option to not stand as you come through center. You can always just stay seated. It's your choice. Let's take one more to each side. So we're standing, sitting, side bend to the right, standing, and side bend to the left. And rise it back up. And we're going to sit up straight and heel toe the feet back together. And we're going to take the hands, I need to scoot over a little bit, down to a diagonal. So they're down and out to the sides, and your palms are facing your back wall. And we're just going to do some quick pulses of the hands back, like you're trying to push through water or something. So the arms are strong and active, and we're just pulsing the arms back. Just slow, gentle pulses backward. Keep the spine long and straight. And keep breathing. Maybe the breath gets a little bit quicker here. Maybe not. The arms might start burning a little bit. That means it's working. See if you can go for a little bit longer. If not, no big deal. Good. Release the arms, shake them out. Maybe shake the hands like they're wet. Good. Good. Then we're going to take we're going to pretend like our body is a wave, like an ocean wave. So it's almost like we're finding our cow pose. So we draw the shoulder blades together, the chest sticks out as we bring the torso forward, and then we scoop out the belly round the back to lift all the way back up. So the hands stay on the knees. We arch the back as we fold forward any amount. Scoop out the belly round the back as you rise back up to a straight spine, and find that flow here. Imagine your body is like a wave of the ocean. So we inhale forward, exhale up. Couple more. Good. Back to an easy seated position. And we're going to cross the right ankle over the left knee, coming into our figure four. If this is not something that works well for you, cross the right ankle over the left ankle. Anything that opens that right hip a little bit is perfect. And then we're just going to take some big circles with the right ankle. Well, you're actually circling the right foot, but we're just warming up the right ankle a little bit. And reverse the circles of the right foot. Good. Then find a flex in the right foot. And maybe you give a very gentle pressure down on the right knee. And that's enough for you. If you want to take it further, you can bring the elbows to that right knee to find a little bit of a forward fold in your figure four. Or perhaps the torso drapes over the right leg. Lots of options. Make it your practice by modifying to whichever version of this figure four works best for you. Slow breaths. And if the torso is draped, bring the forearms back to the right leg. And then maybe you use the hands to bring the torso back upright. And then maybe you cross the right knee over the left knee. So we're kind of sitting like a lady or whatever you want to call it. And we're going to come into a twist here. So inhale both arms up by the ears. And on an exhale, the left hand comes to the outside of the right knee. The right hand reaches back. You can always take this twist without the legs crossed if that's better for you. Gaze back over the right shoulder if that feels safe in your neck. And breathe. And gently untwist. And then we're going to take that, uncross the right leg and extend the right leg straight in front of you so the heel is resting on the floor and the right foot is flexed. So the toes are drawing back toward the torso. And we're going to find any kind of forward fold over that straight right leg. So maybe the left elbow comes to the left knee and we just find a gentle forward fold here. Maybe the hands travel to blocks or the earth for a deeper stretch in the back of the right leg. But work to keep the flex in the right foot and breathe. And nice and easy, we'll walk ourselves back upright, rebend the right leg, And just take a minute to find your center again. And maybe even notice the difference between the right hip, the right hamstring, and the left, which we haven't worked on yet. And then we'll even it out. So either left ankle crosses over the right ankle, or the left ankle crosses over the right knee, landing in a figure 4. And make your circles with the left ankle, keeping the spine long and straight. Exploring that full range of motion in the ankle. Maybe your ankles are popping like mine. And then circle in the other direction. Good. Then land in a strong flex of the left foot. Maybe a little gentle pressure down on the left knee if that feels okay in your left hip. We always come from a place of respect for our bodies, so nothing should cause any sharp or burning pain. If it does, don't do it. Option to stay right here, or maybe the forearms come to that left leg and the head drops, keeping the flex of the left foot to protect your knee. Stay right here, or if you want more, drape the torso over the left leg. Connect with your full breath. If the torso's draped, go ahead and bring the forearms back to the left leg. Then allow the hands to support you as you rise the torso up. Option to cross the legs, or don't cross the legs, whichever works. Good. Inhale, both arms up by the ears, and on an exhale, we twist to the left. So the right hand comes to the outside of that left knee. Left hand reaches back for the back of the chair. Gaze over the left shoulder. Long spine. Sending some love to the spine. And on an exhale, nice and slow, untwist. Uncross the left leg. Extend the left leg straight out in front so it's the heel is rested on the floor. The right knee remains bent. The left leg is any amount towards straight. Lengthen the spine on an inhale. And on an exhale, maybe that right elbow comes to the right knee. And the left hand travels down the straight left leg as much or as little as you like to bring some sensation into the back of the left leg, that hamstring. Maybe the hands travel towards the floor or a block. All versions of this pose are perfect. Drawing the toes back towards the torso. Now we've got the dog barking. Sorry about that. Directing the breath to the back of the left leg. Good, and however it works for you, lift the torso back upright, rebend the left knee, and find your center again. Good, then we'll Inhale, both arms up by the ears, the palms touch. And on an exhale, the hands travel down to the outside of your right leg. So my left forearm is to the outside of my right leg. And then on an inhale, I'm going to extend that right arm out and up. Maybe the gaze follows. And we hold here for a couple breaths. Good. Exhale, release the right arm back down, palms touch, and we come back to neutral, hands to heart center. Release the arms down, inhale the arms out wide, all the way up, palms touch, and then we sweep the arms down to the outside of our left leg. The torso is tilted forward a little bit here. And then on an inhale, that straight left arm reaches out and up any amount towards the sky. If it feels okay in the neck, the gaze follows the left hand and we breathe. And on an exhale, bring the left hand back to the right. Torso lifts back up, hands to heart center. This might actually be easier if we bring the legs together. So let's take one more round. Arms reach out and all the way up. Palms touch. Exhale, sweep the arms down to the outside of that right leg. Inhale, the right arm reaches out and up. Take a few breaths. And on your next exhale, right hand comes back to meet the left. Inhale, back up, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms wide and up, palms touch. Exhale, we lean a little bit forward. The right forearm comes to the outside of the left knee. Inhale, straight arm lifts out and up for a few breaths. And on an exhale, release the left hand to meet the right hand. And then inhale, back up, hands to heart center. Good. Maybe the feet come back to hip width distance apart. And we'll extend the right arm straight out to the right. Take a breath in, and on an exhale, it sweeps straight forward and across the body. And either the left hand grabs the left wrist, forearm, elbow, or maybe the left elbow hooks the right arm, and then square the shoulders back forward and breathe into the right shoulder. Soften the shoulders. Chin stays lifted. Nice and easy. Go ahead and release the arms. Find your center again. Then inhale, the left arm reaches straight out to the left. And we swipe it right in front of us. Right hand catches the left wrist, forearm, elbow, or that right elbow hooks the left arm, and we square the shoulders to the front wall. Now we're breathing into the left shoulder. Noticing where you can soften, where you can relax. Good. Gently release out. We'll take a tricep stretch. So the right arm goes straight up to the sky by the right ear, and then we bend the elbow like we're trying to scratch the middle of our back. Stay just like this, or maybe the left hand finds the right elbow, and we want to keep the chin lifted. So maybe you're like this. That is perfectly fine as long as you're feeling some stretch in your right tricep. You're doing this pose exactly right. Spine is long and straight, and the chin is lifted. Slowly come out of that pose. And we'll take that tricep stretch on the left. So we inhale the left arm up by the left ear, and then we bend the elbow. Left hand reaches any amount towards the upper middle back. Stay just like this if that feels like enough, or maybe the right hand finds the left elbow to deepen the stretch. Spine straight, chin lifted, and breathing. And nice and slow, just gently release the arms. And we're going to hug the right knee in towards the chest. Any amount. So maybe you're here. That's perfect. Work within your limits, respecting your body. You can also use a strap or a belt to help bring that right knee up if that works better for you. But the spine is as long and straight as it could possibly be. The shoulders are soft. We're hugging the right knee in any amount toward the chest, and we're breathing. Good. Then the right hand holds the right knee. And we open the right knee out to the right, any amount, as the spine stays long and straight. And bring the right knee back forward, and on an exhale, release the right foot. And we'll take it on the other side. So we hug the left knee into the chest, or we use our strap or our belt to facilitate the intention of this pose. Spine is straight, shoulders are soft. Slow, deep breaths here. This is actually called wind relief pose. So if you're ever having a bloated or gassy belly, this is a good exercise to do, but the slow, deep breaths are what facilitate that magic. As the inner organs are all sort of contracted here, getting some pressure from that left leg. Release the right hand, left hand on the left knee. We open the left knee out to the left any amount while we keep the hips squared forward. And we breathe. And bring the left knee back forward. Release the left knee. We're going to kind of sit back in our chair a little bit more. If you want more of a challenge, you can stay scooted forward in your chair. But we're going to inhale the right leg straight out in front so it is parallel to the floor. And we're reaching toward the front wall with our right heel. So the foot is strongly flexed. The whole right leg is fired up and active. And we breathe. And on an exhale, release the right leg. So the right knee bends again. And then on an inhale, we straighten the left leg forward. So the heel is floating off the floor, and we're reaching the left heel toward the front wall, building lots of strength in the legs here. Really reach and gently release. And then the big challenge is lifting both feet off the floor so the legs are extended straight out in front of you, floating, feet are flexed, spine is long and straight. And release both feet to the floor. And our last little burst of strength here is we're going to bring both hands to the seat of our chair. And this one can be more challenging if you have shorter arms. But we're going to bring the legs together and we're going to see what it feels like to push down through the chair and float our sit bones any amount off the chair. So we push down and the feet rise up off the floor and then we relax. And maybe your feet stay on the floor and you just use the hands to push the hips up off the seat of your chair. This is fine. More intense is hovering everything and then softening. I know usually we end with a cool down, but this is definitely a challenging pose. Just play with it. Maybe do a couple, maybe do a few, maybe don't do any. It doesn't matter. I'm going to do one more. We're done. Let's take our final meditation, our resting pose, Shavasana. So, options are to stay seated in your chair, but use your backrest here. Keep the spine long and straight. You can always lie on your back, on the floor, on a couch, on a bed, or if you're at your desk and you want to rest your hands on your head, go for it. So just take a minute or two to allow yourself to get to a place where you can completely and totally surrender. Lower your gaze or close your eyes to help bring your focus inward. Feel the effects of the class within your body. And we do that without judgment or expectation. Feel yourself grow heavier with each exhale, and a little bit lighter with each inhale. So I promised a meditation on behavior change. So here we go. Behavior change only truly works when it comes from a place of self-love, not self-loathing. The most crucial step in activating change in your life so you feel differently physically, mentally, and spiritually is to examine your why. What is your impetus for change? What values are you seeking to honor? Why is it important for you to feel differently? Disgust, shame, or embarrassment are self-loathing and can be catalysts for thinking about what you love about yourself and why it's important for you to change, but they are toxic places to actually start new acts of self-care, like you're trying to beat something out of yourself. Take the essential step of identifying self-love. What in you is worth more? What in you should be rising to the top? What truth in you would be known and heard and seen if you changed? Self-love must motivate our change. It's the only way that it actually lasts. We'll have a couple moments of silence, and then I'll cue you out as you meditate on your why. Gently begin to deepen your breath. Bring some small movements to your fingers and to your toes. And then reach the arms up by the ears, the legs out in front. Give yourself a big stretch in both directions. And then let it all soften and relax. If you're on the floor or in bed or on a couch, bring yourself gently up to an easy seated position. And once there, we'll all press our palms together in front of our heart center as our symbol of closing this sacred time we have made for ourselves, shared with each other. And continue this week to think about change, and instead of struggling against it, connecting to that underlying why and figuring out your first little bitty, teeny weeny, achievable, realistic baby step toward that goal. My soul honors your soul. I commend the place in you where the Spirit resides. I admire the place in you that is of love, light, truth, and peace, because it's also within me, and in sharing these things, we are united. We are one. Namaste. Thank you. Hope you're feeling good, and I will look forward to seeing you next time. Have a great week.